Hey, Hannah Mouse 1 here. Welcome to part 2 of the series in which I make a miniature version of Firehouse 51 from the TV show Chicago Fire. I'm going to say right off the bat, I'm filming this and recording it before I release episode 1. So I know I promised some questions and answers if in the unlikely event that one of my 2 viewers actually left a question. But yeah, if you did leave a comment or whatever, yeah, it would not have been seen as of yet. Don't even know if you like the series, so you could be screaming at me not to make it, but here we are. As you see, I'm making these little letters to go on the front of the building. I did kind of fudge it a bit. In the actual set, it says Chicago Fire Department Engine Company No 51. Yeah, I wasn't making this any smaller, nor was I doing any more letters than was absolutely necessary, because making these was absolutely killer. I mean, it wasn't too bad. It was fun. I enjoy making miniature stuff, but good God, was this fiddly. So yeah, I abbreviated it to Chicago Fire Dept Engine Co. 51. And you can see by the end of getting to Engine Co. 51, the letters were getting slightly larger because I was slowly giving up on life. I then go around the edge with these little framey pieces, and I also blend them in with tissue pieces. Just try and make everything feel more solid. My objective for this video is to get the main exterior body of the building complete, including some ivy vines, which I make by taking some wool and separating it into the 3 threads that comprises it, and then sticking these up the side of the building. I should have painted the building before I did this. It was painful as to try and paint under them. But hey, hindsight, right? But nope, I just slap them on as so. Yeah, this place definitely has an ivy issue. I don't add as much ivy as Firehouse 51, as Google Maps actually tells me this firehouse has, because I wanted you to be able to see the letters, because I put a lot of effort into those, and I was not about to let them go to waste. So yeah, I slap those on sparingly, but enough to let you know that they're there, and make it feel worthwhile having them. Honestly, I could have done them thicker, probably should have done, but hey, I spent way too long on those letters. You had to see them, I guess. Yeah. I just stick those on. I actually love the effect of... I've done hair like this in the past, and it's like, it looks ridiculous, really, in hindsight, but... yeah, it works very well for vines. Yeah. And I do the same at the side of the building, except these ones I try and tease going sideways, because they did seem to be going up one side of the building very much so than the others. Here's where I start slapping on some colour. I start with this brick orange colour, and I am out of frame. But whatever. I did not pay attention to the camera when filming this, apparently. But I do this sandy brick orange colour over everything. I go all the way around like this, the building like this, all the way down the sides, anywhere that is this colour. I do as such. Yeah. I was just really excited to get some colour on this. Like, I definitely could have tidied stuff up a bit more. But often stuff only becomes noticeable, like the floors only become noticeable when you start adding colour. And I did try and fix a couple of these by just basically slapping on tissue. If I saw a floor, I just tried to hide it with tissues, basically. I do the letters in a silver colour. It looks really dark as I'm applying it. It does dry lighter and shinier. So yeah, I go across like this. And I dry brush some lighter colours. A lot of this gets lost on the front, but it's a lot more noticeable on the sides of the building. And I add some orange, like deeper orange in places to get that raw look and to take away from the brightness that the dry brushing added. It definitely helped add that burnt, fiery look that kind of sets the theme, I guess. And I do the vines in a green colour, obviously. What other colour would they be in? I got this, just go over everything in this bright green. Painting the fibres on wool is always annoying. I probably could have like Mod Podged them down or something, but all's well that ends well, and I have to go over them about 10,000 times as I touch up the other paintwork anyway, so. Yeah. It comes out for the best. I paint the doors on the, to the app floor red. As so. Bright red. Just that classic Firehouse red. And how many times can I say red just to describe what I'm seeing here? And then I very carefully paint the lines going across. I'll say I actually had to redo those. I actually Mod Podged, because I was painting straight onto the plastic here. The paint wouldn't stick very well. I go around the frame in yellow orange colour, and I go around the centre bits with this cream colour to help add the definition between the orange bricks and the cream wall. As such, this is when I add the roof part around the app floor. I definitely should have done this earlier in the process, but I'll admit I was completely stalling on it. I was like procrastinating on it because I had no clue how to do it, and it did prove to be fiddly as heck. Like this bit, I only show you like me making it twice or something. It took me about 10 attempts to get this right. This didn't look right, so I start again. I bring in another piece, and I line that up, and I stick it on, and I try and line, and eventually get a piece that I'm happy with, but it took me like 5 or 6 attempts to actually get the one I was happy with. I stick this on, propping it up with this mountain of rubbers. And then I attach this piece. I actually had to trim back a couple of the vines that were too tall for the roof. And I blend in the edges of it with tissues. I do the same on the other side. And where the two pieces connect, I also blend in with tissues, just to give everything a bit more rigidity. Because this roof literally had to defy gravity to stay upright on this structure. And I paint that grey. If you're having trouble getting paint to stick to a shiny cardboard surface, like the shiny side of cardboard, just add a quick layer of Mod Podge to it before you paint, and it will stick properly. And I add some tissues in places to blend stuff out. I Mod Podge the front of the building where I'm going to paint the logo for the fire department, and I also paint this vent section blue. You can see I'm jumping around a lot because while one thing's drying, I move on to the next thing. I solidify that section there with the paper on, like where the roof of the outfloor is, just because it was wobbling back and forth and it was bugging me. Here's where I try and paint the Chicago Fire Department logo onto there in gold. Basically the logo is a C, an F, and a D on top of each other, but I ended up basically just doing a curve for the C and a line which would have been the F. Where the paint's cracking around on the front, I cover with watery glue, like diluted glue, just to help tackle that, and I paint on some bright yellow doors wherever there are doors. And I add a grey window onto each of the doors, just as a bit of extra detail, and I think that's super cute. And this is the work I did this week. I hope you enjoyed all of that. I think it's looking so good. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying the series. Leave comments of any questions you want me to answer down below. And apart from that, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week.